Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. How we doing? It's time to talk some horror late at night, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's a weird time to be streaming. This one I used to stream, but I don't really anymore. So here we are during a late stream. This is the only time I had to do it. And apologies, I'm all messed up right now. I just got done eating dinner, so I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to talk some horror. I'm fueled up, one might say, and I'm into it. If you guys are watching this on replay, make sure to like the video and subscribe. That would help me out quite a bit. Would be pretty damn cool. And thank you guys for being with us tonight. Really appreciate you all for being here and adding to the conversation, which is going to be fun. I'm excited. Lots to talk about tonight. Let me tell you guys. Lots of fun things to talk about regarding Scream 7 theories. I just got to see Black Phone 2, so if you guys have any questions, I can try to answer them the best that I can without spoilers, of course. And then Final Destination 7, we recently got some updates on that bad boy. But of course, conversation is open to all kinds of horror topics. Throw anything out there that you want, and we'll try to get into it. It's going to be fun. Jacob Wells is hanging out with us saying 2026 is going to be the year of fan service. If you think about it, I agree. I think there's a lot of fan service-y projects on the horizon here. We got Scream 7 is bringing back Stu, and Avengers Doomsday is returning with RDJ, not as Iron Man, but as Dr. Doom. Hollywood is bored. The fact that we have a Minecraft sequel on the way just tells you everything you need to know about the state of Hollywood right now, I think, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't know, I don't mean to sound like such a hater. I hate starting off streams with a negative thing, but I will say I think it's kind of outrageous that movie that movie made $1 billion. I'm not exaggerating even in the slightest when I say I think that is the worst feature film that has ever had a wide release in the theaters. I genuinely don't think I'm exaggerating. Like, Morbius is one thing. The Minecraft movie is a whole nother level of brain rot at the cinema, and I don't understand. I don't get it. I wish I did. I'm an old man who doesn't understand the cool new hip things anymore. Kids are laughing about the numbers 6 and 7 nowadays. I'm just an old geezer who's like screaming at ducks on my front porch, like, get off my lawn. That's literally gonna be me, and it already is me. My back hurts. I wake up in the morning. My first thing I do is like that. I swear I'm just an old man, guys. I'm a grouchy old man at this point. I don't get what the kids are talking about anymore. It's crazy. It happens so fast. Don't get old. Enjoy the Minecraft movie while you can. But yeah. Fan service. I'm just sick of it, I guess. And for me, when it comes to Scream Talk, I just feel like this is the franchise where that's not necessarily what I like. This is not the kind of franchise for that. This is the franchise to poke fun at that or poke fun at what everyone else is doing and saying, we're going to do it this way instead. It should be the overachiever of franchises, and it's not doing that at all. As it seems, I should say. That's my estimate. I'll say that for now, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not that, but we'll see in February. We'll see what's up. Ty Lee off the rip here, throwing $5 out there. Thank you so much, man. You just kicked off our super chat goal. Love to see it. You're saying I watched Terrifier 3 recently because I just couldn't wait till after Halloween. Listen, they released it in October of last year for a reason. They knew what they were doing. I know it's Christmas themed, but man, it's just such a great Halloween watch. It's brutal. It is over the top. It is a ton of fun. And it's a great Halloween. Just like Terrifier 2, I think it's a great one to put on during this time of year, dude. So no, I respect that all the way. I think it's a great Christmas watch too. Put it on with the whole family. But I love it any time of the year, honestly. There's just so much fun to be had with that one. And I feel like while there is a lot of Christmas themes to it, it's not like necessarily like a total Christmas movie. You know what I mean? You got Art the Clown walking around as Arthur Claus, and I love that. Santa art makes me laugh. It's the greatest thing. Some great stuff there. It's a lot of fun, but I also think it's a really good Terrifier movie at the same time. Maybe the best one. I've really, for a long time there, I was like, I think I like Terrifier 2 better, but I'm going to be real. I think Terrifier 3 has crept up and snuck past Terrifier 2 just a little bit. And I think that just really comes from the fact that they might not have topped the bedroom scene in particular, but the kills are just so consistent in Terrifier 3. There is not a weak link in that entire chain. I mean, every single death in that movie is the most brutal thing you have ever seen. My God. Terrifier 2, I mean, same thing there, but Terrifier 3, I think, as a whole, tops it. That's my hot take. I think that as a whole, I like on the whole, I like Terrifier 3. Preparation H, put it on the hold. That's where I'm going with all this, Ty. Just so you know, in case you're like, where's he going with this whole talk? That's where I'm going with it. Ty, thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. I need to put that one on ASAP. I haven't rewatched those movies in forever. Oh, I miss them. I miss Mr. Art just running around hacksawing people in the face. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for the 5, Ty. I really appreciate it, man. Who else do we got with us? King Matthew III is saying my prediction for Scream 7 is that maybe Gale gets killed midway through the film. Oh my God. Because Scott Foley said he filmed some scenes with Nev and David, but not Courtney, so Gale is probably dying. So you think that Roman is alive? You think that Roman lived through the 100 gunshots that went through him in Scream 3? I mean, hey, you know, anything's possible in this franchise at this point. We got Matthew Lillard coming back. We got David coming back. Nobody really dies in Scream, I guess. Gunner is hanging out with us too, saying, hello there, Jake. Been a while. Thanks for being with us, Gunner. I've been following the production of Scream 7 for a while, and I think it's suspiciously Scream 4 vibes, something that 5 Cream and Scream 6 lacked. Do you agree? I agree that this one does feel a little more Scream 4. I don't necessarily... I don't know if I needed Scream 5 and Scream 6 to feel like Scream 4, but I do like that this one kind of is hitting on those same notes. I'm not against that by any means. If there's any sequel you should try to replicate, I think it's absolutely Scream 4. Like that one, that's probably my favorite sequel, if I'm being real. So I'm definitely into that. I'm definitely down to try to capture some of that magic. Do I think this film will be better? Probably not. If I'm being honest about my speculation of where this one's going to rank for me, it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle, is what I'm thinking right now. I don't think this is going to be the best sequel. It's had too many production issues to reach that, but maybe it's a big surprise. That would be awesome. I would rather set my expectations low and then be kind of, surprised by some crazy quality here that we weren't expecting. That would be awesome. That would make me really happy. But there's just simply been too many problems behind the scenes for me to really have a whole lot of faith in this one. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, Kevin knows this series. He's a great choice for the director. Well, so did Wes Craven. And there was still production issues with Scream 3, which is currently my least favorite Scream film. And that's a Wes Craven directed film. And I think that nobody on planet Earth knows this franchise better than him. Rest in peace, of course. But I still think that even in the right creative hands, you can still have a messy product. Doesn't matter who's behind the scenes. If all the other working pieces don't go together, you can still have kind of a rushed, not so great product. Films, I feel it really does take a village, man, because I think so many times we say it was directed by this person, and that means it's going to be good, right? Well, if they don't have all these other tools in their tool belt, who knows what it's going to be? Jordan Peele single-handedly could not make a great film, but Jordan Peele with his entire crew and actors and directors of photography, all these different people coming together making a movie, that's where you have something masterful happen. So I look at, yes, it's nice to just say, oh, this is a blank person's film, fill in the blanks, but there's more to it than just that. You know what I mean? Who else is working on the project? What's going on with this? What's the story going to be? There's a million questions and factors into something like that. So I'm definitely excited for Scream 7, but I'm cautiously optimistic about it because I do worry that some of these production issues are going to show through in the final product. I hope not, though. I really hope that it banks. That nothing would make me happier than for this film to just be fucking awesome. But I guess I am a little worried. Richard J. Skarenki is reminding us that there's 16 more days until Halloween. That is freaking awesome, dude. 16 more days. That's nothing. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. I really want to pass out some candy, but there's a lot of cool horror stuff happening on Halloween, as it should be. A lot of really fun stuff happening that day. There's a big update for this game we like to play over on the gaming channel called Repo. Big update is dropping on like the day before Halloween, so of course we're going to play it. We'll probably have a stream here, and then I think we're going to do a Repo stream on Halloween because I'm dying to play this new update. If you've been watching the gaming channel for some time, we played a lot of Repo in the last couple of months. So we're getting back to that here in the next couple of weeks as we get closer to this update that's dropping. So really excited for that for sure. Cat Bread is also hanging out with us saying, seeing the Black Phone 2 tomorrow. Excuse me, seeing the Black Phone 2 tomorrow. I'm all kinds of messed up. I'm so sorry. This is why I like to do streams earlier in the day. By 7 o'clock, I'm just a wreck now. Black Phone 2, seeing it tomorrow. I hope you enjoy it. I liked it quite a bit. We got a few people asking about Black Phone. What I'll say about it without spoilers is that I don't know if it's a better film than the original. I think if the first one's like an 8 out of 10, this is like a 7. I think you're going to get something totally different out of this one than what you did from the first movie. And that's kind of what I weirdly like about it. And I also feel like that detracts from some scenes that try to do things in a similar way to the original Black Phone, but ultimately kind of crash and burn a little bit. There's a lot of emotional stuff that worked in the original that doesn't work here. There's a lot of jokes that landed in the original because they weren't as all over the place as they are here. But at the same time, on the same side of that coin, this movie does things that the original Black Phone does not, and it does it very successfully. I would argue that there are some scarier moments here for totally different reasons than the original. But the first movie is more of psychological horror. This is more of a straight up Freddy Dream Warriors kind of slasher flick. So I think we're going to have a lot of people when this movie drops who are going to love the first one and dislike this one, and vice versa. You're going to have people who love Black Phone 2 but weren't crazy about the first movie. And I'm really excited to have that conversation with more people who get to see it, because these are very polar opposite films, even though they are one continuing story. And it does it doesn't, but it does at the same time lend itself to the question of, could they make more of these? I'll tell you this right now, there's no setup for a Black Phone 3 in the film. Like, absolutely not. It feels like, again, a very final and open and shut case, but so did the first Black Phone. I want to do a video sometime this weekend, if I can, talking about Black Phone 3, the potential of that after people get to see it, and we'll talk more about it then. But I think they could squeeze a third one out. I had an idea walking out of the theater with this one where I'm like, they could do a third one if they really wanted to. But we'll talk more about that over the weekend. That's going to get into some spoiler territory. Jamie Lee Hamilton, love the name. Very horror. Very, very scary movie. Very slasher. I love it. I'm mom with AS. Instead of having friends, I have horror movies. I love it. I love it. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. I love your... I'll be your friend, and I also dig the horror movies. Very good stuff. Very good stuff all over there. Thanks for being with us, Jamie Lee. Michael Rue, thanks for being a channel member, Michael, saying, what has everyone got on in the background? You got Psycho 2. Oh, great movie. Criminally underrated. Everyone always talks about the original Psycho, which of course is the best. But man, I love Psycho 2. Psycho 2, underrated. Give that one a... If you're like, I didn't even know there was a Psycho 2, dude, go find it. I think it's like on Tubi or something. Give it a watch. Psycho 2 is wild. That's an insane franchise. There's 4 movies and a remake. A shot-for-shot remake, by the way, and it's bad. It is bad. But man, ooh, I love some of those sequels. They're weird. Kyle Gordon, our cute, friendly resident penguin. How's it going? How's it going, Kyle? Saying, what did you think of Black Phone 2? Was it as good? That's one of the Black Phone ones. Kyle, same. I'll echo the same thing I just said. It's a weird one. But I think if you're a Freddy fan, you'll really like it. That's another thing I'll say. Nightmare on Elm Street fans, I think, are going to dig this movie. Has some very similar vibes. It's abiding by some of the same rules, but there's something at the end where it's like, oh, it's not exactly the same lore as Freddy, which is cool. And I don't want to say any more than that, but it's very close. It's very close to having the same Freddy lore, but there is one very big difference, which I think is cool. Davey James is saying Invasion of the Body Snatchers 78. Another great choice. Oh man, that's probably my favorite incarnation of that story. We watched the 50s one in a film class I had back in high school. I had to seek out the 70s one years later, but man, that's a good movie. I have not watched the 2000s. There's a 2000s Invasion of the Body Snatchers that I haven't seen in the longest time. This is kind of a weird thought here, but I would love to get another one of those. I know there's like a million different incarnations. I personally don't think you're ever going to top the 78 one, but I think there's so much like cultural influence on these flicks from all the different, generations that they were made. And I feel like now would be a great time for an Invasion of the Body Snatchers flick with a whole new message and meaning behind it. So that's a thought that just creeped up into my brain. Samantha Robinson is hanging out with us. She just got back from dinner, had some sloppy joes. Hell yeah. I didn't like sloppy joes when I was younger. and my parents would call them sloppy jakes, so I'd be a little more interested in eating them. I tried a sloppy jake. I wasn't crazy about it. Just as bad as a sloppy Joe in my opinion. But I've never personally been a fan. But I'm glad that you like them. I'm glad. It sounds like you were really excited about them, and that's pretty fucking awesome. So I don't know why I swore there. I just got really excited about sloppy Joes. Let's go, baby. Very good stuff, though. Very good stuff. Erica's also with us. What's up, Erica? How's it going? Thank you for modding tonight. Appreciate you a ton. I know I'm behind in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Paula Fitzhenry saying, love you. I love you too, Paula. Thanks for being with us. Jotto Rose Dreden is saying they added Jason and Predator to Call of Duty. You probably know about it already. Oh yeah. Oh, you know I know. Very cool stuff. I just played as Ghostface in Fort Nightmares, which we'll have another one of those streams going up sometime soon. Gaming channel's been pretty crazy lately, getting a little more into the horror stuff, which has been fun. Want to say hi to a few more people, and then I have some fun little announcements I want to talk about. The Alpha is saying, about to watch VHS 94 tonight, started the franchise last week. Oh my God. Dude, I would do anything to be in your position. I would love to go through this franchise for the first time all over again. Lots of shocks and surprises coming your way. I don't want to overhype it too much, but there's a lot that I love about that whole series, especially where you're at right now. 94 onward just has, like, every movie moving forward, I think, has some sort of big surprise, some sort of just big punch to the gut that I love. And the other thing I'll say too, probably the most important thing, Hail Rotma. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Enjoy that very fun series. Psycho 4 is severely underrated. Ty Lee, preach it. Preach it to the fucking heavens. Psycho 4, it's a prequel, baby, and it's weird. Oh, it's weird. Psycho 3 is your favorite, though? Totally fair. Psycho 3 also rocks. 2 and 3 are, like, I think some of the most fun to watch. The original is just like a classic, you know? But like 2 and 3 are just like, you want to watch like this same concept but get real freaking weird, go for it. That's what I love about 2 and 3. So both very fun. En is saying, hello, KillJoysters. That's what we're gonna call everybody from now on, the KillJoysters. Oyster. Let's do like an oyster boil. Is that what I want to say? Clam bake, but that's not right. Oysters for the KillJoysters. Glad to catch another live talk a little horror. Love to see it. Thank you for hanging out with us, my friend. Thank you for being here. What are you the most excited about in horror upcoming here? Are you excited for the Black Phone 2, or are you just looking forward to Scream 7 like the majority of people here? Let us know. Let us know in the chat. I'm curious. PB&J wants that Sloppy Jake mukbang stream. Listen, they used to call me Sloppy Jake in high school, and there was a reason for that. That's all I'm going to say, PB&J. All right? There's going to be 32 PB&Js when I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, that's so messed up. Thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate you a ton. Sloppy Jakes, they're on the way. Tamala Voorhees is saying, just got done with The Last House on the Left 72. Been back on a Craven kick. Rest in power. Side note, you see the Gushers horror short? I've been meaning to make a video about. I'm not even kidding. I want to make some sort of breakdown of that because I think it would just be really funny. I'm sorry. I know I want to talk about Wes Craven's early stuff, but I can't get off of this. The Gushers horror short film is actually kind of good. Like, it's actually like, why does it kind of rock a little bit? I don't know. If you have not seen this yet, I believe it's called Fruithead. Just give it a watch. It's kind of silly at first, but like, I kind of loved it. I kind of like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that was actually kind of a sick horror short. Like, I would go and see a full feature of that. If I'm being honest, it's very wacky, but it's very fun. Tamala, I will hopefully be talking more about that sometime in the future. Blindside is saying, hey, Jake, I'm headed to New York City in about 7 hours with my wife. Oh my God, that's awesome. New Zealand to New York City, 16 hours in a plane. Have Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4 all downloaded on my iPad. Oh my God, that sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. I love New York City. It's so much fun there. You're going to have a great time, whatever you're doing. There's something to do around every corner. You're never going to get bored. Pick up a $1.50 slice of pizza. You got to do it. It's so good. It sounds like it's going to be gross. It's great. I want to go to New Zealand more than I want to go to New York, if I'm being totally honest. Love New York City to death. No hate there, but I really want to go to New Zealand someday. I just, love that so much. But anyways, that's a rant and a half. I'm a big Lord of the Rings guy, so if you're wondering. But Blindside, I hope you have a ton of fun. Be safe on the flight and enjoy all of those movies. That's going to be a crazy watch. You won't get bored. You will not get bored by any means with those 4 movies loaded up. Love to see it, though, my friend. Michael C is saying, hi, Jake. What's up, Michael? How are you doing tonight? Gina's with us, too, saying, my Ziggy pup isn't happy because I've told him we're going to see his dad. He's upset because he knows I'm going away for a few hours. Please send him some positive vibes, Jake. So much love, so much positive vibes to you, my friend Ziggy. My little fella. So much love. Ziggy Puppy Pup has sent me a ton of snuggles in the past, so I can the least I could do is positive vibes and love. Gina, thanks for being with us, and thank you for being a channel member. Really appreciate you a ton. So much love. I know doing stuff like that with the pet can always be a little stressful, especially for the little guy. But yeah, just sending you some love and some positive vibes too. So thank you for being here with us. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5, my friend. Jake, I don't know about you, but I want to talk about horror. I don't really feel like it, actually. I'm good. I'm actually, I think I'm done with this. You guys can talk horror for a little bit. I'm gonna go do something else. I'm actually gonna eat these pizza rolls. I just have these on standby, baby. I was ready for this. I was ready for this super chat, Hollywood Guy. Y'all think I'm not. Y'all think all I can do is talk horror? Well, guess what? One more pizza roll left, baby. I'm not going to eat that. These are cold. But Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5, my friend. I guess we can talk some horror. I guess. I guess we can. Thank you for the 5 again. Appreciate you a ton. Thank you for the support. Official Mig on Tiv is saying, I got to go walking my dogs. Bye, everyone, and peace out. Mig does not want to talk horror. I see how it is. No, you got to walk the dogs. It's all good. It's all good, my friend. I'm just joking. Just joshing around. Austin Allman, excited to see some Black Phone 2 action. It's still very good. Like I know it kind of sounds like I'm shitting on it, but honestly, I did really like it. It's got some problems. It's not perfect by any means, but go into it expecting a really fun little Freddy movie. I think you'll have a little more fun with it that way. Again, don't set your expectations to being the same thing as the original Black Phone. This is absolutely not that. Not that whatsoever. Music of Werewolf Bickens and DJ Glazed. I got to meet Werewolf here, but DJ Glazed, why is he glazed? I just got questions, I got questions, and I want to hang out with DJ Glazed backstage a little bit before this set. Anyways, what do you think about Master of Illusions from the 90s? It's a masterpiece. I don't think I've seen that before, dude. Oh no, DJ Glazed isn't gonna DJ Glazed isn't gonna share his stash with me now. Shit, I gotta look this up real fast. Hang on now. Illusions, I'm typing it wrong too. This is already embarrassing, and I'm messing it up, man. I'm blowing my chance with DJ Glazed right now. Oh, it's a TV series. Okay. It featuring performances by magicians, the first season featuring illusionists on the grand stage of something. Very cool. Dean Cain, okay, I know who that is. I'm aware of this person. I'm gonna have to check this out. I've never seen this before. Masters of Illusion. I like illusions. I'm into it. We'll definitely check it out at some point. Erica's throwing 5 out there as well. Thank you so much for the support. Saying, did everyone hit that like button? Did you do it? I mean, be honest with me. If you didn't, it's fine. I'll just cry about it a little later, but it's whatever. I'm going to come for your fingers. If not, Erica will bite them off, though, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, just to be safe, I'd like the stream just to be careful. I mean, I like having all 5 of my digits. Maybe you don't, though. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're down for getting them bitten off. I mean, Erica can help you with that. That's all I'm going to say. Since you aren't using them, also, let's get that goal completed. I appreciate you a ton, Erica. We're already a third of the way there, and Hollywood Guys just helping us getting another step of the way. Appreciate you a ton, though, my friend. Thank you for the 5. And thank you for all the sacrifices you made. I'm sure you have a lot of police reports, considering how many fingers you've had to bitten off in the past. It's wild here. Nightmare Files is hanging out with us. Nightmare Files, you're gonna want to punch me in the face. Nightmare Files so graciously sent me a really cool little, I believe, a short film that they made, and I'm actually going to your page right now, and I'm gonna watch it after this stream. I'm so sorry I haven't gotten to it any sooner, but I will get to that ASAP, my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm just remembering now. Apologies, but we're getting to that as soon as humanly possible. Nightmare Files, thank you for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate you. I also need to meet DJ Glizzy too. DJ Glazed, DJ Glizzy. Let's go. I want to hang out backstage with these two before a set. That would be a lot of fun. That would be fantastic. My God. This is wild. The music of Werewolf Bickens and DJ Glazed is just loving all these jokes. It's a must, brother. No, the movie. It's a movie? Oh, it looks like a TV series. Maybe I'm just crazy. It's Lords of Illusion. Oh, okay. Okay. See, we got this all wrapped up. We got this all figured out. Got you. Okay. Heard that. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. Appreciate it a ton. I was getting to it. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to leave you hanging. I think that Texas Chainsaw Massacre has too many sequels and prequels. It's one of the only franchises I can't stand. Hot take, but the OG was okay. Ooh, that is a hot take. Nightmare Files even chiming in there saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite horror movie of all time. Fight me. So you don't like any of the sequels or prequels, and you just think that the original's okay? What's your favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie? I'm just curious, like, of the ones you've seen, what would be your number one, if not the original? I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. For me at least, I feel like it's one of those movies, and this is a very rare subgenre of movies. Like, I can really only think of 2 films I have ever seen that meet this criteria, and one of them is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It feels like a movie. It doesn't even feel like a movie. It feels like something I shouldn't be watching. And that is where the terror comes from, for me at least. Like, it feels like a snuff film that I found in somebody's attic, and now I'm second guessing being in this person's attic. That's what I love so much about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's upsetting in such a specific and unique way that I just, oh man, I could watch that film a million times and still be scared of it. I think the other thing too is that a lot of people, it casts this illusion over people who watch it, because a lot of people will say they vividly remember Leatherface ripping people to shreds and there's so much blood and gore in that movie, when there's not. I mean, there's really not a whole lot of blood and gore in the whole film at all. There's the suggestion, there's the implication of that, which I think is so much more effective in a lot of ways than just showing it to you. I mean, there is so much fun to be had with like the Terrifier franchise, where we're seeing people get ripped apart in ways that we've never even thought imaginable. I mean, my God, that one guy who just gets the box cutter and then like that. Jesus. I mean, Lord have mercy. That's crazy. But what I love about Texas Chainsaw is there's the implication of that kind of shit going on. There's the suggestion, and it puts that image in your brain for that reason. I think 70s horror in general does that so well, with maybe Texas Chainsaw being the very best example. So ooh, baby. Ooh, baby, Texas Chainsaw just does it for me. But I'm curious, Hollywood Guy, which one's your favorite? The remake is great. I did like it. And see, that's totally fair too, because I think the remake is also pretty awesome. I think it also kind of captures that grimy energy just in a different, more modern way. So like for me, at least, that franchise goes the original, maybe the remake, although I have a soft spot for Tobe Hooper's weird little sequel, which is basically like the Scary Movie version of the original, but I love it. It's so much fun. Oh my God. Oh, Chop Top in that movie. I mean, I don't even think I would even like that franchise that much if it wasn't for Chop Top. I love him. Lighting that, what is it, the coat hanger on fire and then scratching his head. Like, what's he doing? What is this little guy doing? I love him though. I love him. But Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. That is a very hot take. I will say that. I do understand not liking a lot of those sequels though, because I think a lot of them miss the point of what was so great about the original. I think the remake's the only one that has even come close in a lot of ways. 2 is doing its own thing, and I respect that for totally different reasons. 3, Next Generation. I like the beginning too. Also have a soft spot for that. Leatherface is whatever. Texas Chainsaw 3D is whatever. The 2022 film, it's whatever, but it's got some pretty cool kills. I could go on and on. Anyways, thank you for the 5, my friend. Nightmare Files is saying, by the way, Jake, I'm not mad at you for not watching the video. I sent it to throw the idea out there. Well, I promise I will get to it though, my friend. I'm so sorry. It's October. I'm sure you know. It's just it's busy season, baby. We're rocking, we're rolling. We're trying to make things happen during this month here. So I've been crazy busy, but I'm going to get to that right after this. As soon as humanly possible, I do want to check that out, because we are making short. This fella messaged me about a short film thing, so I don't want to say any more than that. But we do have a new short film on the horizon here, and this is something I wanted to announce. There's 2 things I wanted to talk about today. First, Thank you for 37,000 subs. Really appreciate that. We just hit that. I believe it was earlier today or maybe late last night. Appreciate that a ton. Thank you guys so much. The other thing is that we have a new short film dropping on Halloween Day. I will have it done by then. I'm announcing this officially now so that I get it done. I have two little things I got to tweak about it, and then it's ready to go up. It is a short film that we wrote, shot, and produced in 48 hours. I'm doing some touch-up work on it, though, because I want to just kind of tweak a few things here and there, and then I'm happy with it. It's a cute little found footage short. Don't expect anything too crazy from it, but I am very proud of it, and I'm excited to kind of just throw it out there, see what happens. It's cool. It's found footage. It's a little different than all the other things we've made, and I hope you guys vibe with it. It's called Brahmin Synthetic, and that's all I'll tell you about it. What does that mean? You'll find out on Halloween. The other thing I'll say, too, is that if you're a channel member of this page, you get to see it a whole week early. So by next Friday, it'll be up for channel members, if that's something you're interested in. If not, it'll be public on Halloween. So if you can't be a channel member, no worries, my friends. Everyone's going to see it eventually. But did want to throw that out today because I know there had been some people asking. I announced it in a video maybe like a week ago, and I didn't really put like a release date or nothing on it. But yeah, we do have a fun little short coming out. Again, I want to repeat this part one more time. We wrote, shot, and produced it, did all of post-production in 48 hours for a 48-hour film festival, and I'm just doing little tweaks and twists and turns here and there to get it ready for to be posted on the Human Egg Productions page. Gina, yes, I see you asking about that. That's where it's going to go. That's where it's going to live. That's where all shorts moving forward will be. But I'm excited for you guys to see it. It's fun. I think it's a cute, fun little found footage short, and it's got some pretty crazy happenings going on in it. So you'll recognize a lot of familiar faces from Chicken Man in there too. David Primero, thank you for the 5. Greatly appreciate that. How did Fortnite get Jason in the game? And we can't get a proper movie or a game. Maybe Scary Movie can make a parody of it. What do you think? So David, it is such a complicated situation with what's going on with Friday the 13th. And unfortunately, my legalese is not as sharp as it once was. What am I saying? It was never sharp. Let's be honest. What I understand about the situation is that Horror Incorporated is allowed to use adult Jason with the hockey mask running around killing people, but isn't technically allowed to make a Friday the 13th movie. But here's the thing that's kind of interesting is we have people from Horror Incorporated, which is Sean Cunningham's company, and people from Victor Miller's estate, I guess, kind of working together. My conspiracy theory is that Sean S. Cunningham, Victor Miller, they don't really like each other, and that's why they were in court together for such a long time. This is speculation, just for the record. I'm not speaking like I know these two people. Just my thoughts on the situation. I don't want to get sued. But I'm guessing they don't really like each other, and they've had other people kind of work together so that they were able to use different parts of the things that couldn't happen because of the court case that was going on. But that's how I believe Horror Incorporated is able to try to make some sort of new Friday the 13th film, you know, even though they're not necessarily calling it Friday the 13th. It's still Jason running around killing people, which is interesting, and I'm excited to see if they actually do get a proper movie done, you know. They also have announced that they are working on some sort of new video game, hopefully something just the same Friday the 13th game, but just maybe updated graphics, you know, something like that. I'd be into it. I loved that Friday the 13th game. I wouldn't want them to change too much. Maybe add in some crazier kills, some different skins, you know, updated graphics, just little cosmetic things, you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy, nothing to really change up the game. So I think that would be cool. So can Scary Movie parody it? I think absolutely yes. I would love to see. There's so much that Scary Movie 6 can rip on, man, and I hope it does. But yeah, I am excited. I hope we get a proper movie at some point. I liked Sweet Revenge, but if you guys saw my review on it, my thoughts were, I just wish this was a feature. You know, I think that it has potential. I think that to me, it feels like I'm sitting in the room with Mike P. Nelson and he's pitching me the idea that he has for Friday the 13th. It's so fast tracked. It just feels like a commercial, like a long commercial for the Mike P. Nelson feature-length Friday the 13th film versus an actual short film. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me not really loving the lightning fast pacing of that short. But I want to see a feature. I want to see these guys do a feature because I think there's a lot of potential in a story like that. We just haven't seen it meet its full potential. So we'll see what's up, man. But I'm digging where Jason is going so far. Let's hope we get a full feature sometime soon. David, thank you so much for the 5. I greatly appreciate your support. What else is going on? Who else is with us tonight? Carrie Crave Cinema is saying, life has just been sending me for a loop and trying to get back into the groove. I give Snuggles back and hope you're doing good too. Just wanted to say, Carrie, thank you for hanging out with us. I know you've been crazy busy, but so much love. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're hanging in there. Carrie's one of the OGs, has been here for a very long time, and very always nice to see Carrie hanging out with us. Sorry, I'm Cursed is saying can't wait. I hope you enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, that it will be going up. That short film will be on the Human Egg Productions page. I'm really very excited to release that. I wish it was Chicken Man 2. No, it's not Chicken Man 2. But maybe at some point we'll make that happen as well. I don't know when it'll be done filming or when they'll even start filming, but I'm excited about the Aunt Gladys Weapons prequel movie that's coming out. Really excited to see whatever that's going to be. I trust in Zach Krager at this point. I'm somebody who I don't really feel I need that movie because I think Weapons is just a great standalone, but if they're doing this, I'll see it. I will absolutely check it out and find out whatever Aunt Gladys's deal is, you know, why else they needed to... why they needed to do more to make this a franchise. I'm open-minded to it. I'm definitely down. Zach Krager is one of those guys who is just full of ideas, full of crazy thoughts and weird horror directions, which I just love. Weapons is such a very different movie than Barbarian. And now we're hearing that he's basically making like a love letter to Evil Dead 2 in his Resident Evil adaptation. I'm down. Are you kidding me? Like, I will be there day one for that. And it's probably going to be something completely different than Weapons. Way less complicated, more of a popcorn flick, but I'm still going to freaking love it. I'm sure it's going to be great. So I don't know. For me, I'm just whatever Zach Krager touches or does. He's got the Midas touch. I'm there for it, man. Weapons, they somehow topped Barbarian, and that to me felt like an impossibility. Barbarian is still one of my top 10s from the entire 2020s, as well as Weapons now. And man, 2025, it's just been an amazing year for horror. Some genres have been at the top, cream of the crop, and other genres not as much. We've talked a bit about that before in the past, but man, it has been a good year for horror overall, I think. So I'm excited for the future. Lots of good stuff. 2 back-to-back years of Zach Krager films too, man. We're right in the middle of that. That is awesome. Really excited to talk more about whatever the future of his filmography is going to look like. Victor Cruz is saying, Jake, what's up? What's up? What's up? How's it going, Victor? Welcome in. Appreciate you. Paula Fitzhenry has got a question. How do you feel about Mark Consuelos being in the Scream 7 cast? He's such an interesting cast member because I didn't really know who that was until I looked him up, and I guess he's the new co-host of the Kelly Ripa and whoever show. You know, it used to be Regis Philbin or whatever. Is it Philbin? Philbin, I don't know. Regis Philbin. That's how I've always pronounced it. Used to be him, and then it was like a bunch of other people, and now he's the current other host of that show. That's literally the only thing I know him from. Do I think he's going to be like a very big role here? I honestly don't. I think he's going to be maybe more of a side character. Rumor has it he's some sort of male reporter, some sort of counter to Gale Weathers. That makes sense to me. Like maybe some sort of subplot between this male reporter and Gale. Maybe it can kind of be a play on Mrs. Loomis. You know, like people thought, oh, Debbie Salt. Maybe this is maybe it's a red herring kind of thing. It's like, oh, this is the new Debbie Salt or something. And then it just ends up being nothing. So I think the biggest extent of what this character could be, at least in my mind, what I'm theorizing, I'm thinking red herring, maybe new love interest for Gale. That I think that's where we're going with it, if I'm being real. That's just my thoughts, at least. Who knows, though? Could be anything. I haven't seen the movie. What do I know? Hollywood Guys throwing 5 out there as well. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. I want a Freddy vs. Jason 2. Dude, I just watched this movie. I just watched it again, and it is just so much fun. It's one of the best, like, just turn your brain off. Let's have some fun. You know, let's just go fucking wild kind of movies. It's great. Give some love to Jason and not Freddy, but I did like that movie. It was bad, but so good. Exactly. Sometimes I need that, though. Sometimes I just need something dumb. I need to turn off my brain. Not every movie needs to be a deep thinker. You know, I'm so fine with having some just ridiculous Freddy versus Jason just fighting each other for like really no reason. I don't care. It's fun. You want to give some more love to Jason and not Freddy. Freddy did kind of feel like he was running that show, though, huh? So how would Jason be kind of running? I think like just thinking about how to write that story of how does Freddy and how do these two icons meet and fight? That was a pretty good way to do it, in all fairness. I mean, I don't really know how Jason could be the impetus of that, I guess, because Jason's whole thing is he's just kind of listening to his ghost mom, you know? He's kind of just like, I'm going to kill cam counselors because that's the reason I'm this. Freddy's a little more competent. He's got a little more charisma. He feels like he could be, you know, puppeteering things from the darkness. I guess I just don't know how we could get Jason a little more up and center, how he could be the starting place for it, where Freddy is kind of the one that brings Jason back or brings Jason to what is it? Springwood or whatever. So I kind of get why they had to focus on Freddy so much, but I'd be open-minded to doing it in a different way for them if they did another one. You know, I'd be totally down for that. Why not? I wouldn't want to see the same movie twice. You know what I mean? Where's the fun in that? But Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. I greatly appreciate it. Would love some more Jason versus Freddy action. Sounds like we're getting a new AVP film here very soon, so that's exciting. I'm very down for that. Predator Badlands seems to be setting something like that up, and I'm very down. Are we going to see what over under, yes or no, do we think we're going to see a xenomorph in Predator Badlands? Let me know in the chat. I'm curious what you guys think about that. Tyler is a channel member. What's going on, Tyler? Saying, send in love, brother. Thank you so much for that love. Sending it right back. Did some Ghostface hunting today. 5 below and Hot Topic. Have a bunch of cool Ghostface figures if you do any hunting. Okay. See, that's awesome. As you can see from my set, I don't have enough Ghostface stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I can always use more, though. My God, I have Ghostface everything. You guys can't even, I bet you guys can't even see this in the videos because of the mic arm. Hang on, I'm going to move all the way over here. There's a little Lego Ghostface guy right there. This is like some fan art someone sent me a long time ago. And then there's a little Lego Ghostface down here. There's so many Ghostfaces on this set, you can't even see them all. We, of course, got Scary Movie Ghostface over there, but then we have that thing that I haven't set up yet because I'm lazy and haven't had time. That's just one big Ghostface, too. So all kinds of Ghostfaces in this room, ladies and gentlemen. So love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tyler, thank you for being here, my friend. Sending some love your way. Thank you for being with us and enjoy all those crazy Ghostface figures, my friend. I love it. I love it. What else is going on here? We got Michael saying, Jake, have you ever seen the NC-17 cut of Scream? I've got it on VHS. They released a bunch back in the day. FYE, never pulled them. Oh shit. No, I have not. I bet it's awesome though. I bet it's even better than the movie we got, if I'm being honest. I want to see some more, a more brutal cut of Scream if that exists. Yeah, I will. I'm definitely interested. That's awesome. I wonder if I can just find that online or something. I mean, I would love to watch the VHS too. I bet that would be total 90s vibes right there. But I'm also down to just, if we can find it somewhere, I'd love to watch that. Captain Toki is saying, what's the scariest movie of the year so far? The movie that scared me the most, man, that's tough. I think, honestly, Weapons probably scared me the most. 28 Years Later, though, was really up there for me. That was that one. I don't know if scared isn't the right word. I feel like I was just like shook to my core after watching 28 Years Later. I don't know. A lot of people were like, that movie wasn't scary. And I'm like, okay, the ending was silly, but the rest of that whole movie was terrifying. Oh my God. The alpha chasing them. Dude, I was on the edge of my seat that whole sequence. I'm like, oh my God, just shaking in my chair. Oh man, that whole first act is like one of the scariest things in horror all year. I just loved that. Weapons, I think, had some of the scariest moments though. I mean, dude, there's a moment in Weapons, and if you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to spoil it, but this isn't a spoiler. There's a scene, and it sounds so simple, but it's so effective because of the way it's shot. You have your main character sitting in a car. She's staking out a house, and she falls asleep. Someone opens the door of the front house with like a pair of scissors and just starts walking towards the car, like jankily. Is that a word? I don't even know. Just like really stiff and crazy like, and gets into the car with her. And I won't say anything more than that. But my God, it is one of the scariest sequences I think I have ever seen. It's one of the scariest sequences of the year. That was to me, like, recalling all the movies I've seen this year, that was the scene that made me the most, like, petrified. Dude, I was sitting in this theater with 6 other people, and 6 people, and we were rowdy. We were like, oh my God, fuck no. Like, I mean, just everyone on the edge of their seat freaking out. That was awesome. Movie that scared me, honestly, yeah, movie that scared me the most, probably that. Probably that scene in particular. There's a lot of great stuff in Weapons that's scary, but that scene, that was the most petrified I was watching a film all year, I think. What was that scene? 28 years later, like I said, that opening is very scary too. That's up there for me. I really like movies that get under my skin, you know. That's what I'm looking for. Wait, Until Dawn is a game? I didn't even know. Dude, yeah. Oh, the game's so much better. The movie's fun, but the game is so much better. You definitely gotta play that if you haven't. The game story a million times better than the movie. I still really enjoyed the film. I think it's a very fun film, but I don't think it's a very good adaptation of that game. That's what I'll say. If you can look at it as a standalone, like you can just look at that as like its own thing, yeah, I think you can vibe with it. But man, the game story is so much better. What else do we got going on here? Mr. Rick is with us saying, I know how you can make Friday fans mad, make a new movie, but it's just a remake of 5. Oh my God. Could you imagine if we waited for Jason since 2009, which, mind you, has been 16 years since we saw Jason on the big screen, and then it's a murder mystery film? Dude, Friday fans would like light something on. A studio would burn to the ground. I'm telling you that right now if they did Friday 5. But yeah, no. Oh man, Mr. Rick, that would make just the thought of that. I'm a little mad. I'm not even I don't even say I'm the biggest Friday the 13th fan. I do love that series quite a bit. I'm not number 1. Like you guys know, I am the number 1 VHS fan of all time, but Friday the 13th, I do love that series quite a bit. I wouldn't say I'm the number 1. But man, I would even be mad. I would even be like, are you kidding me? 16 years and we get Roy? Come on, man. What's going on here? Mr. Rick, I love that, though. Thank you for being a channel member. That's hilarious. Mandy Jean is also with us, too. Another channel member. Thank you for your support. We got to get you a bedazzled ghost face. You're so right. That's what I don't have. You know what? This one content creator that I really like, Sweet and Spooky, she does a cosplay where she has like a bedazzled ghost face mask, and it's really fucking cool. That just made me think of that. I gotta get that and put it on the set somewhere. Put it maybe like I got a ghost face shrine over here. I gotta get a little bedazzled pink mask. Put it right there. That would be perfect. I like having all the different kinds of masks too. I got the Pride ghost face right there, which is pretty sick. I got ghost face. I got popcorn ghost face. You probably can't even see me because, oh yeah, you can. Okay, I got this big ass head. What do I know? Retro ghost face, you know, right there. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, we need a bedazzled ghost face. That's what we need. What else is going on? Jason Carpenter, what's going on, Jason? How are you, dude? What's up, man? Welcome in. Mandy Jean threw in a buck. Appreciate you, Mandy. Thank you for the support. What else is going on? Jason Carpenter has been a member for 32 months. That's insane, man. Thank you so much, Jason, for the support. I really appreciate that. That's like, I don't even know. I can't even comprehend how long that is. That's almost 3. That is like 4 months shy of 3 years. That's insane, Jason. Thank you for the support, man. I really appreciate it, man. I know we have our differences about Halloween Ends, but I'm glad you brought up Halloween Kills. that's what I'll say about that. 4 years ago today, Halloween Kills came out. Jake, did you see the final Running Man trailer? Peeps hate Powell. He lives up the street in Austin. Oh my God, you live next to Glenn Powell. That's crazy. I love that. Lots to break down there. My mind's going all over the place. Halloween Kills coming out 4 years ago. I'll never forget the day I saw that in the theaters. I was pretty much by myself seeing that one. I just remember really enjoying it the first time I saw it. Just a ton of fun, over the top, Michael Myers killing people kind of movie. That's the way to do a sequel to Halloween 2018, in my opinion. You got to step up the gore and the kills. Maybe kind of puts the story off to the side a little bit for sure, but I can still vibe with it quite a bit. So I have always really enjoyed Halloween Kills. Is it the smartest movie in the Halloween franchise? Absolutely not, but God, do I have a good time with it every time I put it on. So I've always really enjoyed it. I did see the final Running Man trailer. I didn't get around to covering it today. I'm still behind on updates, man. I got around to covering It Welcome to Derry and some more Stranger Things news today, as well as a Black Phone 2 review. I've been busy. A lot of things have been going up on the channel for sure, but I got to check that out as soon as possible. You guys know I'm already seeing that one day one because I think the Scream 7 trailer will be in front of it. So I'm really excited to see what that's all about. And I really like Glenn Powell. I think he's awesome. He's a excellent movie star. I feel like we don't have a ton of people nowadays where like just everyone's coming out to the theater to see whatever this new person's thing is, you know, like Glenn Powell is one of those guys though. It's something really rare in Hollywood to have. So I've always really enjoyed a lot of his stuff and definitely excited to see what's up next from the guy. So Running Man coming from Edgar Wright. It's a Stephen King story. I mean, this should be awesome. Too many good things for it to fail, I think. So I'm excited for that quite a bit. Jason, thank you for being a member for all that time. I greatly appreciate your support, man. Thank you for being here. And I didn't know you were in the. I don't know if I knew if you were in Texas or not. So that's also really cool. Rock on. A lot of love there. Gina has been a member for 28 months. Oh my God, y'all are nuts. I love it. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Much love and many snuggles to all from Ziggy Puppy Pup. I love it. Snuggles for everyone, guys, not just me. That's everyone here. Gets a little bit of something. I love that. Gina, thank you so much for the support. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for being with us. Thank you for being part of this community because it's always wonderful to see so many great faces show up here for all these crazy streams talking about a bunch of really fun stuff. So thank you for being with us. Holy shit, Halloween Kills. Evil dies tonight. You're damn right it does. Evil does die tonight. The new Scarecrow Ghostface was my favorite new release of the year. Nice. I've been meaning to... I wanted to get like a crazy weird mask like that, like the Scarecrow one. There was like a bunny one, like an Easter themed ghost face. And I'm like, I kind of want that. Like, that's ridiculous. That would be great on the set, I think. So you got to love it. Legion is with us too, another channel member. What's up? I'm going to watch the Costco Kirkland version Friday the 13th in a violent nature tonight. That's so funny. That's brutal, but it's so funny. I love In a Violent Nature. I don't even care. I think it's great. I love watching that guy just walk around the forest, man. I could do it all day. It's great. I'm a weirdo like that though. Legion, thank you for being with us tonight. And thank you for being a channel member. Film Gamer X is saying new Friday the 13th and Jason takes off the mask and it's Rowan Campbell. I'm triggered, buddy. I'm hashtag triggered over here. Okay. You can't be coming into the chat saying something like that. No, I'm just messing with you. That's crazy is what that is. That's some Friday part 5 shit right there if I've ever seen it. No, I love that though. Really excited to see Rowan in Silent Night Deadly Night here in a couple of months though. I will say that. And really excited to see whatever that's all about. Hollywood Guy throwing another $5 out there. Hollywood Guy, you're killing it, man. Appreciate all the support tonight. You're saying if in the new Scream movie has cult ghost faces, how would they be different from the other ghost faces? Can we see new masks, outfits? How do we know? So again, this is from the rumor mill, so who knows if it's true or not. I'm hearing there's no variation in the ghost face masks. It's just we're back to standard white. And maybe that fits this movie being a return to form. It's a great question, Hollywood Guy, because I feel like if there's any easy place to do some weird new things, it's try out, different variations of ghost face relationships. And that usually comes through in, different amounts of people, right? Like, or a cult of ghost face. What would that look like? I feel like that I would love to see that. But I think with this being a return to form, if I had to guess, I'm thinking it's probably going to be like just two people again. Which is kind of boring though. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of down for like Cult of Ghostface. I'd be down for that at this point. I'm not, listen, there's still good ways to do 2 different ghost faces and make that exciting. You got to have some new motives. You got to try some new things out, new relationships between our killers, whatever, something along those lines. But I'm more into something like this. Like this, I feel like would really work. if we went down this path. So Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. I greatly appreciate it. I'm down for the cult of Ghostface, wearing a bunch of different crazy masks and running around. Feature a new Ghostface in the next couple of scenes. That would be a ton of fun. But thank you for the 5, my friend. Again, just really appreciate the support. You're keeping the lights on around here. Carrie Crave Cinema throwing an upside down smiley face out there. Appreciate that. You're also saying Halloween Kills is and always will be badass. Him coming out of the fire, come on. That opening scene is awesome, isn't it? I guess they filmed that all in like one take too, because they not one take, but like just one morning. That's all they had to do it. They had to they're burning this house down. They got to film it. And I guess the sun was coming up. They were freaking out about that. Just sounds crazy. I love that. I love crazy stories like that. That sounds really stressful though. I'm glad I wasn't on the set, but I am glad I get to watch it. That's what I'll say about Halloween Kills. That opening rocks so much though. Erica is saying, hey, I want to show off too. Fun fact, this is the longest running YouTube sub I've ever had, mainly for Madison, by the way. I mean, that's totally fair. 17 months is crazy though, Erica. Thank you for the support. Madison really appreciates it, and I appreciate it a little bit too. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, if you're going to do it for any reason, do it for Madison, because she's wonderful. So that's great. I love that, Erica. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate it a ton. I just appreciate you stopping by the streams, always modding. That really does mean a lot to me. So thank you for being here. We need 3 more. Let's fucking go. We got a whole 67 seconds to do it too, Erica. I think it can happen. I think we can make this happen. Erica, again, appreciate the support. And you auto-corrected. It is only 2. We only need 2 more to do it. So it's a nail biter, ladies and gentlemen. I love this. That's when it's the most fun. That's when it comes down to this. Ooh, it's exciting. Will it happen? Will it not? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I will shut off the stream immediately if it doesn't happen. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But it is always fun to see. Ashton Luck is saying, I just liked. Thank you for liking. Appreciate it. You can keep your fingers tonight. King Matthew III is saying, I want to see a Ghostface get unmasked before the final act. Scream 7, that's something that's never been done before. It might just happen. Who knows? Who knows? It may or may not. Oh my God, look at this, guys. This is crazy. Hollywood Guy throwing 2 out there saying Tubi has Scream 2, 3, and 4. Cool beans. Very nice, very nice. That they're all on Tubi? That's actually I actually didn't even know that. I thought they were on I know they're on Paramount. I know like most of them are on Paramount. I did not know they were all on Tubi too. That's awesome. Just got to watch them with ads, but dude, it's free. I mean, Tubi's the best. You got to love Tubi. It's not Netflix where you got to pay $25 a month for no ads. Outrageous. I'd rather just watch the ads at that point for free. Crazy stuff, though. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 2. And Victor Cruz coming in, making it 10. We love to see this. This is not 10. This is 10. Victor Cruz saying now just 1. It was 0 when you threw that in, baby. Love to see it, Victor. Thank you for the support, guys. Y'all are the freaking best. And I really do appreciate the support. Y'all are keeping the lights on around here, which I appreciate. James Leclerc is saying, yo, how are you tonight? I'm fantastic. How you doing, James? What's up? What's up? Welcome in, baby. Ty Lee is saying, I imagine the Ghostface cult to be like the Foot Clan in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I want to see that. I want to see that movie right now. And I also want to see, you know, that scene in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like from the 90s, where you can see the dude's face in the mouth. I want to see like Ghostface like fuck up real quick and the mask comes off and then he has to like yank it down. That's what I want in that film. It's like, shit, guys, everyone knows now. That would be like the worst reveal ever, but I'm into it. Jason Carpenter also throwing 2 out there. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate the support. Good Fortune and Black Phone 2 this weekend. Oh, I almost forgot about that one, dude. Been seeing the previews for that. I don't know if you guys are interested in this one. Not necessarily horror, but kind of like, you know, sci-fi concept, which I think is kind of cool. It's Keanu Reeves and he's an angel and he grants a wish to Aziz Ansari. Basically, he's like a kind of down on his luck, doesn't have a ton of money, he's poor, and then he flips lives with a dude who's like a tech millionaire, maybe billionaire, and then like just basically says, hey, if I have all this money, it'll solve all my problems. And the angel is trying to prove to him, no, money won't solve your problems. But then he gets that position, and it does solve all of his problems, which I think is a really funny twist on like the classic way to set up a movie like that. So Good Fortune seems like a like something I would be really interested in. I'll be honest with you guys. Anything with Keanu Reeves in it, I will watch. I don't even like. I won't even read what it's about or anything. If he's in it, I'll watch it. I love Keanu Reeves. He does it for me, man. He's like just my favorite actor of all time. Love him to death. He's a little stiff with the dialogue, but I just feel like that's the appeal with him. I love him for that reason. So gotta love that. I hope Good Fortune rocks. I want to see that sometime this weekend if I can. But for our horror fans out there, Black Phone 2, it's definitely a good one to see in the theaters. Again, I don't think it's a masterpiece by any means, but it was a really fun watch. Some great kills, great blood and gore, if that's kind of what you're into. Some really great parallels to Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. If you're looking for that, you're gonna get it from this flick for sure, without a doubt. So lots to love in Black Phone 2. And I'm excited to see what people's reactions are to it. I think it's going to be a polarizing one. I think this is going to be, some people love it, some people hate it. It's going to be very 50-50 for sure. Carrie Crape Cinema saying, go figure, Scream is on platforms after I decide to marathon the franchise. Brutal. That sucks. That's why I bought them all, because I'm like, these are so rewatchable movies. I know I'm going to come back to them at some point, you know? I just wish they would put out a 4K of Scream 4 already. I have 4K steelbooks for all the other ones. Of course, not that one though. So maybe one day. Maybe one day they'll do that. That'll be nice. JJ's throwing $2 out there too. Thank you, JJ, saying, can a Scream trilogy do well if it's all about Sydney? I think any idea can work if you approach it the right way. You know, I really do. I think that Sydney's a tough character to put in the lead role again, just because there has been so much done with the character already. And you also have so many things from the creatives that have been said about the character of Sidney Prescott, which makes her a really tough character to put at the center of a slasher film. It's why I'm hesitant to do it, because I think I think the creatives and the fans, they want something they want a lot of things from Sydney as a character. And that's why I think it's really tough to do even just one more movie with the character of Sydney at this point. Like, you can't have Ghostface chasing after Sydney anymore. You just can't. Some people don't even care. Some people are like, I just want to see that happen again. You can't. You literally, there's no tension there anymore, which is a shame. So now if Sydney is going to be the focus of a new Scream, we have to handle things in a very careful way. And all of this comes from the fact that someone just said the stream's down. No, it's not. You're a liar. I'm watching it back right now. All of this comes from the fact that we've heard Nev Campbell, Kevin Williamson, multiple people from behind the scenes say that Sidney Prescott will not die ever in the film. Now, here's the thing. I agree with that. I don't think we should ever kill Sidney Prescott. I think that would go against a lot of what this character stands for. But could you imagine if a new slasher film came out and the director was like, oh, I would never kill, Polly Pocket in the lead role here. That's the name that came to mind. Polly's not going to die in the film. What would your immediate reaction be to that? That's my question, because my answer to that would be, that's no fun. I didn't want to know that before the movie came out. So that's what's tough. This is still a slasher film at the end of the day. It's Scream. It's the next chapter in a big story, but it is a slasher film at the end of the day still. So how do we subvert that? How do we still build tension with a character that we can't kill and that we know isn't going to die? I say you chase around the loved ones around her. Like, you're basically going to have Sydney be this lead character where all of the people close to her are being chased around by Ghostface. And that's just a tough thing to do, because in the past we could just chase around Sidney Prescott and it was easy. Now it's a lot more complicated where we stand with Scream 7. Could we do a whole trilogy of that? Well, it's just a tough thing to map out, because there also begs the question of, well, let's say we do that for 7 and it's effective and it works. Can we do the same thing again in 8? I don't know, because then it's like, okay, well, are these characters safe now? Scream is getting really, really complicated with every movie, because tension is not an easy thing to build. And if you know a character is not going to die, especially, that's working against you. So for me, I think it's possible. It's possible to do a whole new trilogy of Sydney films, but you got to map that shit out perfectly or something ain't going to work. And I think for me, at least, it's so easy to just be like, let's just start over with new characters. You know, let's start over with characters who don't have this crazy history or this protective legacy about them, where we would have to handle things in such a very unique manner that may work against the film. So I think that's what I'm worried. That to me is what I'm worried about when it comes to Scream 7. Is I'm just worried we're not going to be able to build tension with the character of Sidney, because like she's not going to die, and Ghostface is not going to win against a Sidney Prescott. It's not going to happen. We've heard from Kevin Williamson literally just said in an interview that was just published very recently in the last couple of months that he would never kill Sidney Prescott, which to me means Ghostface is never going to win in a Sidney Prescott story, and Sidney Prescott is not going to die. That makes for a very predictable ending. And Scream, if it should be anything, it should not be predictable. So it's tough. It's just a tough question to answer, because you got to have that shit mapped out from the get-go if you're going to do a whole new trilogy that focuses on Sidney Prescott. That's going to be tough. I could talk and talk and talk all day about this and why it's such a difficult situation. Maybe you think I'm overthinking it, but for me, this is such a careful thing that they need to handle with grace, because I would hate for what has happened to Laurie Strode to happen to Sidney Prescott. I think that is a character that they just cannot work into any more Halloween stories. They've just simply ruined her arc. And I would hate to see that happen to Sidney, man. I think she is just way too good of a final girl as it stands right now, for her to just be coming back for nostalgia bait, and that's the only reason they use her. That sucks. I don't want to see that happen. Sidney's a character we got to respect. I think she's one of the greatest final girls of all time, definitely in the question, and I really don't want to see her just be utilized for some very simple, meandering purposes like that. But can we do a whole trilogy of Scream films that star Sidney? It's possible, but you gotta be precise. You gotta know what you're doing, baby. That's what I'll say about that. But thank you for the 5 JJ. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the long-winded answer, but I have so many thoughts about that question, because it's a very good question, and there's just a lot to it. Jason Carpenter's got to go. Got some family stuff I got to handle. No worries, Jason. Thank you for being with us. Appreciate you. Did I get the digital codes that you sent to my email? If not, I'll drop them here in the chat. Did you just send those to me? Because I swear I checked my email earlier. I don't think I did. Drop them in the chat. Throw them out there. Let's see what happens. What are these digital codes and what are they for? I'm just curious. Let us know, Ty. I'm very curious. That's exciting stuff. King Bull is with us saying, can't wait until next year. A lot of good movies are lined up. Oh, you're damn right. 2026 is going to bang, dude. After Scream 7, we have Ready or Not 2, and then we have Scary Movie 6 for our 90s and early thousands fans. Ready or Not, I'm roping into that too, because I feel like it's got such a late 90s vibe to it. That original film, and I feel like the sequel is going to kind of tap into that a bit too. That's of course Sarah Michelle Gellar is going to be in this sequel. You have David Cronenberg, which is crazy. There's a lot of big names in this, which is going to be kind of nuts. So I'm definitely really excited to see what happens with that one. Scary Movie 6 again too, I think is really exciting. It's really fun to be having a new one of those coming out soon. Wondering what they're going to rip on and all that. I think that's going to be fun. Might even be ripping on the new Scream film. You know what I mean? I wonder if they know anything that we don't. That could be really fun. Ty Lee is saying it was a while ago. Got Nosferatu and Final Destination Bloodlines. Get ready, guys. Ty's throwing it out there. Yeah, give those to other people. I don't need them. I love those movies, but I've seen them. It's okay. Throw them out there for some of the wonderful other people out there. Infinite Sky is also with us. Thank you for being a channel member. Am I looking forward to Robert Eggers' Werewolf? That's probably how he's going to stylize it, right? He doesn't like W's. He likes double V's. Of course I'm excited for that. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Robert Eggers can do no wrong. He's 4 for 4 in my book. I love the Nosferatu. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that might be my favorite from his whole catalog. Man, it was awesome. Lighthouse, I think, is my favorite, though. I think like if there is a true number one from his whole catalog, the Lighthouse is everything I want from his style. It's a great period piece, great performances from its two central actors. It is gross as hell, but in like a purposeful way which I love when things are gross for a reason, man. Oh man, it just it gets me going. I love gross out horror. Really works for me. I want to feel something when I'm watching horror. I want to feel something, and that movie makes me feel a lot of things. So I love The Lighthouse. Nosferatu, also very weird. The Northman, criminally underrated, and The Witch, it's really good, but it's not one I want to watch too many more times in my lifetime, just because it's a slow burn. It takes its time to get to where it's going. It's very rewarding, but I think it does take its time to get to where it's going. So it's a tough watch, but a rewarding one at that. The Witch, very terrifying, but you do got to sit through a lot of dialogue that's hard to understand. So I do love The Witch, though. Lot of love there. Honestly, they need to retire Sydney's character. Seriously, how many people are after her at this point? It's getting old. I am worried about that. You know what I mean? I love Sydney. I think she's a great character, but I don't want to be watching Sydney Prescott on the big screen and just being like, seen that before. That would bum me out because I think she's been such a banging character in the past. I mean, she's one of the reasons I think I love Scream. I would hate to be watching her and to be bored. I would hate to be watching her and to be applied to some sort of plot line where she's not doing anything interesting. I think that would just be that would suck. That would really bum me out. She's a great character. Don't do that. Like, could you imagine if they brought back Ash from the Evil Dead and he's not doing a whole lot? Like, they just have no real reason to be bringing him back. Like, that would suck. So I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen. Madison Kazmarski is also hanging out with us. What's up, Madison? I'm waiting for her to say something from the other room. Hey, babe. Nothing. Nothing at all. She blows a kiss to Erica but won't even respond to me. I see how it is. Brutal. Like how they did to Ellen Burstyn. Dude, yeah, like they're just doing so many they are doing so many of these legacy characters dirty in these new movies, and I really hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen to Sydney Prescott. She's a great character. Come on, man. Like, just I'm not expecting the best of the best from a new Scream sequel. For me, at least, I don't think you're ever going to top that original. It's a masterpiece. It's a master class for what it is, and for what it did to the genre. What I want from Scream at this point is I just want some good murder mysteries and to have some fun with a little bit of modern horror commentary. You're never going to make something that's better than the original, but can you do something that, relates to what's going on in the world of horror right now? I'm down for that. I think that's awesome. Madison is in the bath right now. How are your almonds? For those from the gaming channel, you might get that reference. I said hello, but you couldn't hear me. Okay. Well, I'm glad you said hello. You didn't blow me a kiss though, like you did to Erica. So I'm a little jealous, if I'm being honest, but thank you for being here nonetheless. No, I'm just messing with you. YouTube was down for like an hour for me, and for others it went out even earlier. Says your mom was no Sharon Stone. That's brutal. I wonder what's up with that. I'm glad you're here now though. Glad you're hanging out with us. Thanks for being here. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna call up Mr. YouTube and tell him what the hell, dude. I'm trying to stream here, trying to talk to my friends. What's happening? What's going on with all that? You know what's weird? It said, oh, okay, I just refreshed it. For me, like on my little streaming thing, it says we have 47 people watching, and like for the longest time, it said 32 were watching on YouTube. So I'm like, how many people are here? What's going on? No, I'm just kidding. But welcome, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks for talking horror. Let us know what you're the most excited for in the realm of spooky stuff. What are you watching during the spooky season this year, too? Let us know in the chat. Jado is saying my YouTube on my Fire Stick's not working. That's probably the reason. That's no good. I'm so sorry. Jake, you don't have friends. You have horror movies. You're right. You're right, Victor Cruz. None of you are my friends, actually. I just have horror movies. No. No, I'm just kidding. Victor, you can be my friend. All you guys are my friends. Appreciate y'all a ton for being here. And I appreciate y'all talking horror movies with me, because if I didn't have this, I would just be sitting in this room all day by myself talking horror to the wall, and it would get really scary. And I think Madison would make me sleep on the couch. Because that's a scary thing, let me tell you. Michael Rue is saying, so far you've watched Halloween 1, 2, and H2O. That's awesome, dude. I haven't put on a single Halloween yet, which is a problem. I got to put one of those on. I really got to. I'm feeling Halloween Kills. That's gotten brought up on a lot of streams that I've been on recently. If you guys watch the Lethal Collective, me with the Night Watch Zone and Fate, where we've brought up the Halloween Kills quite a bit. I've been really thinking about that one a lot lately. But also, Halloween 4 is another one that's been on the brain. I really want to put that on at some point. Of all the movies from this franchise to watch, we watched Halloween 5 last year, and I lost my mind at Cookie Woman. Like, I forgot about Cookie Woman, dude. I didn't remember it. And then I saw that movie again, and like just the way Donald Pleasance delivers that line is the funniest thing I've ever, like, we literally, with tears coming down my face, we paused it and rewound it maybe like 5 or 6 times. So like, you know, what's her face is having a vision and she's like, Cookie Woman. And he just goes, Cookie Woman. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, dude, Halloween 5 is a comedy masterpiece is what it is. Cookie Woman's hilarious, but I need to watch a competent Halloween film, I guess is what I'm trying to say this year. I'm kind of outside of, I've seen Halloween 2018 so many times in the last couple of years. I'm kind of burnt out on that one, but Kills I might get into. Ty, I just saw you putting that out there. Rob Zombie's first movie too. Nice. Very good stuff. Some brutal kills in that movie. Michael saying also Psycho 1, 2, and the Scream Woodsboro trilogy. So 1, 4, and 5. Got you. So the Woodsboro set Scream films. I love that. 1, 4, and 5. That's a good trilogy. I would watch. Okay, here's a good question. What's your favorite Scream trilogy? Because like there's so many. You know, there's like the original trilogy, 1, 2, 3. There's 4, 5, and 6. There's 1, 4, 5. Trying to think, could you do like a family trilogy? Like maybe like a 2, 4, and 6. That could be like a weird one. Evens and odds. What's your favorite Scream trilogy? Throw it out there, because that's a good question too. I never even thought about that. I'm thinking, you know, I want to throw this out there. I'm always very what's the word? I'm always very, very transparent with you guys. I just watched a new video from Zach Cherry today, and he ranked all the Scream movies alongside its like competitors, or I don't know if he said like they're copycats or whatever, but it was like the 6 Scream movies. It was the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies and the Urban Legend movies. And I'm just like, I kind of want to do that video, but with like all of the different Scream copycats. Like he's just doing the big franchises. I kind of want to throw like Valentine in there. I kind of want to throw Halloween Resurrection in there, and maybe even H2O. Like there's a ton of Scream feeling movies from that time period that you could throw on that list. Some real obscure ones. Kind of thinking about doing a video like that. I don't want to rip off Zach, of course, but I'm kind of thinking about doing something along those lines. I'm like, that's a fun idea. I want to throw that out there, and I'm curious what you guys think about that. Because I was I'm trying to come up with more tier list videos, trying to think of something to do for the Halloween season. And I have just spitballing some ideas. Curious what you guys think about that. Spider John 2002 saying trailer for Primate is dropping tomorrow. Really excited for that. Oh, very, very hyped. I don't know if you guys saw like the preliminary thing for it. Like it's not necessarily a teaser or a trailer. It's just like something to hype up. Hey, trailer tomorrow for this, dude. It sounds scary as fuck. Like I'm really hyped up for this, man. It's a January release, but we got a pretty big January in 2026. Okay, we got Return to Silent Hill. That movie might be bad, but I'm excited for it. We also have this Primate movie, which is like basically the opening scene from Nope if it was a full feature. I think it's gonna rock. I don't know. We got a lot of good stuff coming in January. This is gonna be one of those rare banging Januaries that we don't usually have. 2023. That was the last time we had like a great January. I feel. 2026, it's about to be the same thing. I just threw a lot at you guys. I'm just going to hang out for a sec. Joe Bomba. No, I'm not. Joe Bomba saying McKenna revealed as the killer. Motive is that Sydney's husband, Mark, left the toilet seat up after using the bathroom. You know, I could see that motive. I could see that happening. Ladies do not like when you do that. So don't do it. You'll turn someone into a ghost face. Don't do that. I like Curse of Michael Myers, but I watched Sledgehammer, did a watch party a couple months ago. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Sledgehammer Horror, they rock. Gotta love them. I want to watch that one again. I watched Curse of Michael. I watched the producer's cut like maybe 2 years ago, and I think that was the last time I watched it. I've only seen the producer's cut and like the regular cut one time, like 1 and 1, but Producer's cut works for me a lot more than the other one, but they both have issues. They both have different issues, but issues nonetheless. Infinite Sky is saying, Jake, what is the name of your upcoming short film? It's called Brahmin Synthetic. I don't want to say why it's called that. There's a reason behind it, but it's different, it's weird, and it's fun. I'm excited to post it. It's gonna be a good one. And like I said earlier, it's something we literally wrote, shot, produced, finished in 48 hours for a film festival here in Cleveland. So it's maybe a little rough around the edges, but it's a ton of fun, and I'm excited for you guys to check it out. So give it a watch. Give it a watch when it drops on Halloween. It's gonna be fun. Spirit Halloween IRL visit video Hall with Madison. That's what you want? Okay. We can make that happen. I'm down for that. Little Spirit Halloween run around. The Faculty is Scream feeling as well. Yes, that 100% that was going to be another one I wanted to throw on there. You just reminded me. Yeah, I love The Faculty. So much, so Scream. Like, so unbelievably Scream. It's got the murder mystery element to it as well, which is cool. Oh man, yeah, I love that one. Thanksgiving is a slasher rocks. That's a little screamy too. You could throw that in there as well. Why not? If we're gonna throw Screams 5 and 6 in there, we might as well throw in like some modern day like murder mysteries. Why not? Have you heard of the movie Brain Damage? Top 10 says Life of Fonz. I have heard of this. I have not seen it though. Let me make sure this is the movie I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No. I have not seen this, but I do know of it. Yeah, it's the one with the worm coming out of his. Yeah. I haven't seen this one, but I've had people recommend it to me. Theo Barnes is in this? Okay, shit. Actually, I do know that. Don Henenlotter. Okay. Oh, shit. Wait, is that him? Oh, Frank. Oh, no way. It's the basket case guy. That's how I know about this movie. Yeah, Frank Henenlotter. I love his movies. They're so weird. This is one I have not seen. I don't think he's made too many movies, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Basket Case, Brain Damage, and Frankenhooker. Yeah, I've seen Frankenhooker. I've seen Basket Case. I haven't seen the Basket Case sequels. Brain Damage is one of the only ones I haven't seen of his. But man, I will absolutely have to. I will absolutely have to watch this at some point. Life of Fonz. Thank you for that for that little reminder. This was one on my watch list from like a long time ago, and I just never got around to. And it's funny because I finally got around to literally the first movie, like one that I put on there years ago. I finally got around to watching it just recently. A movie called Altered States. Someone recommended this movie to me like 4 years ago, and they said, because I was telling them, I'm like, oh, I love David Cronenberg's The Fly. That's like one of my favorite movies. And they're like, dude, you got to watch this movie called Altered States. It's very similar, but goes down a different route. And it is very much so that it is very much a very similar film to The Fly, but got a little bit of a different thing going on, and still very interesting. A lot of crazy practical effects and body horror and all that fun stuff. You got like a main character who's like a scientist, kind of experimenting and figuring shit out, but it was good. I definitely like Cronenberg's The Fly more, but it was a very good watch if you like that kind of. That kind of stuff. Like, I'm a big fan of Michael Crichton's writing, where he incorporates like real science into different like horror stories. This has a little bit of that energy about it, and I really liked that about this movie. Brain Damage, though, what I love about Frank Henenlotter is that he just does the most outrageous ideas and commits to the bit, and Brain Damage seems to be exactly that. So Basket Case is a movie I have loved for the longest time. Frankenhooker is out there. It is so weird, but I still really like that one. Brain Damage, I'm gonna have to watch that one. You're thinking that's a top 10 for you? Rock on, man. You will love it. Okay, I'm definitely gonna check it out sometime soon, dude. Thank you for the $2. Really appreciate your support. Brain Damage, we're checking it out at some point. Love to see it. Spider John is saying, would love an original slasher film written and directed by Sam Raimi. I wonder what he would bring to the slasher field. That would be interesting. For this 48-hour project, we had the option of doing a slasher or doing a robot film. And we were sitting there trying to come up with like a slasher idea that it could hold some weight. And man, I mean, we were sitting there for like maybe 3-4 hours, really stuck on the slasher thing. We're just like, everything we can come up with has been done. Or there's already been something like this. Slashers are such a tough thing to do and do in an original sense. Because man, like everything, any kind of slasher idea you might have, someone has probably done it. It's really tough. It is really tough to just come up with like some sort of new slasher idea because like, man, everything's been done. Everything out there has been done at one point or the other. So it's tough. It's a real tough field to go down. That's a little bit of a hint about what Brahmin Synthetic is all about too. So, but yeah, it's tough, man. I am excited to see Sam Raimi's new movie. It's about the two people trapped on the island or whatever. I forgot the name of it already, but we just had a trailer for it this week. Really excited for that one. That looks like it's going to be, you want to talk about an original concept. That totally feels like that. So real excited. Love the juxtaposition of the tropical setting and some real terrifying psychological horror. So seems like it's going to be fun. Slashers on a train, says Victor. Dude, Terror Train though, baby. Oh yeah. Multiple killers find themselves hunting down their victims on a train, allude to strangers on train. Made that up right now. Yeah, but that's kind of Terror Train, is it not? I mean, there's not multiple slashers, but you know. But point being, slashers, it's tough. It's tough to come up with something fresh, man. There's a lot of things that have been done or could be comparable at the very least. You're also talking about giallos. Yeah, giallo slashers are great. I love a lot of those from the 70s. A lot of good stuff there. A lot of crazy movies from that category. Very cheesy, but also very bloody, and the score is always great. You can't find a giallo slasher with a bad score. Come on now. Hard Eyes was another good one to throw in there because it's also similar to Scream. Yeah, I'd throw that in. Okay, I'd throw in Hard Eyes. Yeah, very very Scream adjacent. What else is going on? Michael's saying X was pretty original, yet an homage to old style of horror. Yeah, X feels a little more like. I think the thing about X, what makes that one different to me is that it feels like an early 80s, late 70s slasher, Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of vibes a little bit too. But that one is just so focused on character work. That's what makes it stand out. That in another world, that could have just been a rough, like, who cares, watch it one time kind of slasher. Maybe there's some cool kills. But what makes that one stand out is that you have this superb character work for pretty much everybody across the board. That's why that one blew me away, man. I mean, the kills are cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's the character work that blows that one front and center. And it's similar to Scream in that way, but it just doesn't feel like Scream at all. Like, it does not have any sort of Scream components to it. But I think that's another reason why Scream is so big, is they just went all in on the kinds of characters you'd be following in a slasher movie, but just doing so much groundwork to make you really like the characters. X does that too in a really unique way. So I don't know. I've always really liked X. Some very good stuff there. Pearl and Maxine I also love too, but X is just special. Like, in terms of slashers that have blown me away, X is like number one from this whole decade without a doubt. Really love those. What was I talking about? Dylan O'Brien. Wait, when? Dylan O'Brien and what? Oh man, what was I talking about? Send Help. Oh, yeah. That is Dylan O'Brien. Yeah, he plays a jerk in this movie, dude. I'm excited for it. It's going to be fun. I forgot that was him. That's him and Rachel McAdams. Okay, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, this is gonna be a fun movie. Sam Raimi directing this. It's gonna be nuts. What else is Dylan O'Brien? Wasn't he in a horror movie like 2 years ago? Wasn't he in something? Hang on, I gotta find this because I swear he was in something like just very recently. I'm crazy. Never mind. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get back to this. Kenny's saying it'd be cool to get a more horror-oriented modern take on that old 80s, early 90s flick where the family gets sucked into the TV and has to live in their fucked up cable programming. There's a movie that came out or was that last year, 2 years ago now? I don't know. Time is a crazy thing. There's a movie from at least a year or two ago called Mr. Crockett. And if you haven't seen that, it's got a little bit of that vibe to it. Really cool movie. It's like if that movie was mixed with A Nightmare on Elm Street is kind of the way I describe it. Really interesting flick for sure. I liked it quite. I liked it maybe a little more than most people. I was really blown away by that one. Gina's saying, I'm going to bed, but please don't forget about the tribute stream for Craven Something Scary. Ladies and gentlemen, that's this Friday at 7 p.m. Really hoping that more people can show up for this one. It's going to be a celebration of life for our very good friend, who, unfortunately passed away last month. So please stop on by for that. It would be great if we had a lot of people show up and could just tell some great stories about Mr. Craven. It would be a great time for that reason. So definitely stop on by. Gina, thank you so much for sharing that link out. I really appreciate it. I almost forgot to mention it, which would have really bummed me out. So I'm glad we got it out there. Do you think antique slasher would be a good idea? So like, what do you mean antique? Antique slasher, like just like old school, like like a period piece or something, like slashers back in the day. I could get into something like that. Jake, please watch seven blood-stained orchids. Orchids, I mean. What the fuck am I saying? It was my first giallo watch and made me fall in love with the subgenre. I've never seen that before. I'll be honest, I'm a giallo normie. That's so pretentious. I'm gonna retract that statement. I've really only seen like the big ones, if I'm being honest. I've really only seen like Deep Red. If you count Suspiria, it's kind of that's not really giallo slasher. But I've seen like a lot of some of the Argento, like the big ones. I haven't seen much else outside of that. 7 blood-stained orchids. I'm gonna look that up right now because that is a sick title. From 1972. Okay. Oh man, this is giallo, baby. Umberto Lenzi. I don't know that name either. Okay. Hour 33. Rock on, rock on. Oh, I gotta watch this. Oh, I gotta put this on like ASAP, baby. Where can I see this movie? It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi for free, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, definitely. I am definitely gonna look this up. Victor, definitely into that for sure. Great stuff. King Matthew III is saying, I'll try to show up for the tribute stream, but I have to work night shift Friday, so best I can do is pop in for a second Friday. I just appreciate that, dude. Honestly, that's great. And if you got to work, I totally get it. No worries. But we are trying to get we're trying to get a lot of people for that stream. Would be nice. When Madison's saying, when you get off stream, I have some questions for you that I just thought about. I'm getting interrogated after the stream, guys. I'm terrified. I'm just kidding. I will be off stream in a little bit here, babe. CB is saying I meant an antique slasher token place in the modern era. So you're saying like an old, maybe a dude who's like frozen in time or something and like just wakes up in the modern day kind of thing. I could get into something like that. That could be kind of fun. There was just what was that movie? Oh man, totally forgetting. There's this movie about like a young girl who's like the daughter of like a slasher who had like all these different movies made about him, and he's trying to like train her to like kill people. That was kind of an interesting movie from this year that I remember watching. Was that on Shudder or something? Totally forgetting the name of it, but it was an interesting watch. Kind of similar. Michael is saying, why is the Tubi the best streaming app? They should have a cheap ad-free subscription. Would totally do it. See, I'm glad that Tubi doesn't offer anything like that though, just because there's so many, there's Netflix where you got to pay $7.99 or whatever to still have ads. Like that's just outrageous. I would hate for Tubi to turn into something like that. I like that anyone can just like go in there and just rock and roll. Faith Decided is saying, Jake, don't you have something coming up this Friday? Absolutely. Dude, I'm not kidding. We just talked about it like 30 seconds ago. Like, it's kind of nuts that you came in here when you did. Yeah, Fate, really appreciate you dropping by. Yeah, this Friday, I'll say it one more time in case we have any more new people. We have a wonderful tribute stream happening this Friday, so please stop on by. That's going to be over on the Night Watch Zones page. This is to honor Mr. Craven Something Scary, so please stop by for that. It is going to be a lot of fun. Just kind of reminiscing on our departed friend. There might be some tears, who knows, but make sure we would love to hear some really fun stories that you have with him, because I know he had years and years of streaming over on his page and lots of really fun and silly moments. we want to celebrate his life. I think that's kind of the big thing we want to do this Friday more than anything. So it might get a little emotional for sure, but we also just want it to be, we wanted to just be fun. I think that's what Steven would want. So Fate saying, yes, Craven tribute stream, be there or be rectangle. And you don't want to be a rectangle. That's the worst shape, truly. Ty Lee is saying the selection Tubi has is worth ads. I use them as bathroom or munchie breaks. I do the same thing. I just watched that Altered States movie, which is also on Tubi. And I literally did the same thing. When the ads would come up, I'd go grab a bag of chips or something, So that was perfect. Oh, and also dude, you know what's crazy? I had to I think I might have to move the VHS video. So all that joking around on the Lethal Collective, and I might not have it out by Friday now, which is a bummer. But maybe we'll hopefully we will. That'll be awesome. But Fate, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. If you want to keep talking horror, you are always welcome, my friend. Paula is saying, I subbed to both. Love that. Appreciate it. Eric is saying, follow Knight's channel so you don't miss the tributes. Steven stream. Yes, absolutely. When's my next live stream? I'm going to be live tomorrow with the Night Watch Zone over on his page. I might do a stream here before that, but I know that you know what? My next, I'm doing a gaming stream tomorrow at 3:00. I'm pretty sure. I don't even know. What am I doing? That's a great question. Hang on now. Yeah, tomorrow at 3:00, I'm doing a water park simulator stream. And guys, these are some of the best streams over on the gaming channel. Like, you do not want to miss this. This is going to be a really fun stream going through the next chapter of that. That game has been a blast. So do not miss that tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know when I'm going to have another stream up on this page. I think the next 2 days I'm kind of just booked. So I might not have a stream up on here, but I'm going to try to do something over the weekend. I think Sunday I'm going to try to have some sort of stream here, which I know we don't usually do, but I'm just kind of, I'm trying to figure out something because the next 2 days are going to be kind of crazy. Lots of big videos, lots of things that have to happen. So we're going to try to stream when we can for sure. But hopefully tomorrow at 3 or sometime after my gaming stream, not 3:00, I'll have something up on this page, but we'll see. We'll see what's up. But I'll try to make something happen for sure. I have a Scream video that I have all written out, and I got to film and edit it. So that's something I really want to do tomorrow. I have another really fun Scream theory that I want to get out there. So hopefully we can get around to that at some point. But another stream, I want to get one of those in if I can. Fate, I would love to have you on the stream, but I'm streaming through like a thing where I can't have guests, unfortunately. You can call in if you want. If you want to call into the stream, you absolutely can. But I won't force you to do nothing, buddy. That's what I'll say. Anyways, let's get back to this. We got Shot by Shot hanging out with us too. You're going to be on a film set tomorrow. Well, you're just the coolest cat around. I see. That's pretty awesome. Very cool stuff. My sister's always on film sets now, and I'm jealous. She's just making it happen, doing sound work and all that on film, which is crazy. Fate took that as a challenge. He's calling me right now. What's up, dude? You're live on KillJoy Jake.
What's up? Just don't dox my number like you did my address.
I should do that again. That would be so funny.
It was my number, right?
Yeah, I think I just started listing out your number on a live stream one time. Yeah.
But hey, everybody, how is everyone? I thought when you said if you want to talk horror, I was like, oh, okay, sure. I was like, I'll come on for like 10-15 minutes. But of course, drop the ball.
I know.
Drop the ball, Jake. It's all right.
Listen, StreamYard is way too much money these days. We've had this conversation.
Yeah,
it's outrageous.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and it's getting more pricey. And then every day they're like, but you can add a sticker now.
I don't care. It's not worth $450 or whatever it is. It's something ridiculous.
But you can add a sticker, Jake.
But you can add sticker. You can't add stickers anywhere else. So you gotta get it. You gotta get it, man. It's crazy.
I know, but well, everybody, make sure tune in to the tribute stream this Friday. Myself, the Night Watch Zone. It's over on the Night Watch Zone's channel. Me, Jake, Night Watch Zone. We'll be doing that, and also, what did you think of Black Phone 2?
I really
I haven't
liked
seen
Black
it yet,
Phone
but I want
too.
to hear your thoughts before. What are your thoughts?
Well, let me say this. I liked it. I didn't love it. And I think that was, my thoughts overall on the film is that we didn't need this sequel by any means. I think the original Black Phone was such an open and shut case. But
Yeah, I agree.
I'm still glad we got this though, dude, because I think it is very fun and it is a totally different film than the original. It's so not like we've all been talking about how Nightmare on Elm Street it looks, but it really
Yeah.
is. I mean, it really is a Nightmare on Elm Street film. Like, I mean, it is.
Is it what we talked about on the Lethal Collective, where it's like this is the modern. Is that basically what it is?
Yeah, yeah, and it definitely has like some of the same problems that I have with like some of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels too, which I think is kind of surprising in a weird way. Like it's shockingly like a little too silly at times, and it kind of has like some corniness about it too, which is all like. And no, you go ahead.
You said I saw your at a theater short, and you said Dream Warriors. I love Dream Warriors.
So dude, the third act is so Dream Warriors.
Is it?
I don't, again, no spoilers, but it's so like I'm trying to think what to compare it to. It's just like they find a solution to the problem and they all like gang up and they're all trying to find a way to, like, it's just so, in that sense, it's so Dream Warriors. Yeah, yes. But it does feel like at the same time it's Scott Derrickson carving out his own path. And making it his own in a lot of ways. But dude, I really go, like, this is one to see in the theaters. Like, honest to God, Blumhouse is disappointed with a lot of their releases this year. Wolfman, Megan 2, these were kind of whatever. But this film, I think, absolutely rocked. Like, this is definitely my favorite release from them all year. Probably will stay that way. I don't see myself liking Five Nights at Freddy's 2, as much as this film. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. So, okay, because we talked, remember I brought up this point. I said, that, they're trying to make The Grabber a household name, right? Now that you've seen the movie, do you think that it can still be a household name, or do you think that it's too much Freddy Nightmare to where that's going to eventually get washed out if they create a new Nightmare film?
No, because that's another thing I appreciated about this movie. I have issues with some of the other stuff, but that's more so like the characters and certain sequences that kind of fell flat. But the one thing this movie definitely got right was turning the Grabber into a supernatural horror villain. Like that, he could totally stand on his own in in a new franchise if they wanted to. But I will say they didn't really set up for another sequel. Like there's absolutely no Black Phone 3 setup. But on the same side of that coin, there was something walking out of the theater where I'm like, they could do this, but I don't want to get into that because that would be spoiler territory.
Well, I mean, look, good writing and creativity can solve anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can always, especially now that they've gone the supernatural element in it. It's you. Once you do that, you basically open the door for anything. You know, I mean, like now you could have Freddy versus the Grabber. Forget Freddy versus Jason. It's making an even playing field. But I don't know. I'm curious. I want to watch it. I definitely want to see it. I feel like I'm going to be disappointed. Like I'm just like, because I feel like it's going to be exactly what we kind of expected it to be. And listening to you, and then one of my buddies saw it. And he didn't spoil it, but he was just like, it's kind of what you thought it would be, And I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, I mean, obviously, again, execution's everything, but I'm like, I kind of feel like I kind of know how this is going to play out. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I'm going to be super thrilled to see. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right in the sense that it is a little predictable, but I think what is shocking about it is just taking away all that dissertation we've had about this. It's like a sequel to a movie that shouldn't exist, but I'm glad we got. And I think I can still appreciate it for that reason. I will say the thing that you especially I think won't like is what they do with one of the characters. There's just a really weird characterization that happens. I don't want to. I really don't want to spoil it, but they just don't do the character work that I was hoping for with Madeline McGraw specifically. Like, it's just, she kind of just feels like the same little girl character we got in the last movie. And there's no, like, I didn't feel like she grew. Yeah, I didn't feel like she grew up in between movies. They do so much work with Mason Timms, with Finney, to get that, to kind of get like this new take on him. He has changed so much since the first film. There's just not really a whole lot of that with Gwen in this film. And it's kind of like, it's almost shocking because the focus shifts to her so much. You would think she would be the character to do that with more than anything.
I mean, you could make an argument. I mean, obviously the boy was the main, because he was the one that was grabbed by the grabber in the original.
Yeah.
But Gwen, right? Let's know Gwen.
Yeah.
She was such, like, you can make an argument she was as important because she was the one with the visions and everything. She was the one that. Right. That was tracking them. She was the one that had the supernatural element to her, right? Like, she's the one that, like, my thoughts were, and again, like, without spoiling it for your audience, I mean, I haven't seen it, so
Tyler from Fate Decided is on the phone, ladies and gentlemen. So we had some questions. People are jumping in and out of the stream. Fate Decided's on the phone with me. Sorry, continue, my friend.
People are like, who are you talking to? People are like, dude, you're on a stream, right? And we're just over here having a conversation.
Tyler's jumping in on a little guest spot at the end here. So if you're like, what the hell's going on? There you go.
Keeping you guys entertained. But my hope was for the characters, and again, maybe they did it to an extent. My hope for the characters was, if they're gonna go like the Freddy route with like the supernatural elements, having Gwen kind of be the counterpoint to that, where, what's the boy's name?
Oh, Finn.
Finn, there we go. Like Finn could be the main kind of protagonist, like the main counterpoint, but like to kind of like, I think I gotta explain, like, having the sister is kind of like the conduit in a way, you know what I mean? Like, she's the one, because she's the one that had like the premonitions and the psychic abilities and stuff. Kind of using her as like, remember in like Nightmare on Elm Street, where like Nancy's doing like she doesn't have like the psychic powers, but she's using Alice as like the conduit for everything. And it was Alice, or yeah, it was Alice, right? In Dream Warrior, the one, like, she's the one that was the psychic, played by Patricia Arquette.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so she was like, Nancy used kind of the like the meditation, and then the doctor, the main doctor guy, he was using like the little balls that, click, 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 click. Like, I was thinking,
I love little balls, just for the record.
Like,
yeah.
Some little balls, yeah, absolutely. But I was just like, my thoughts were like, kind of like, they're trying to figure out how to take down the grabber. You could use Gwen as that conduit in order to get to him, type thing. To where you kind of have both characters of substance, and it doesn't seem like they fully embrace that.
Well, so that's not even necessarily my problem. It's really just the characterization of Gwen. Like, there's like, honestly, dude, one of the best scenes in the whole movie is, and I said this in my spoiler-free review, so this is spoiler-free, I promise. You get this moment where Gwen has she's been having these dreams that get increasingly more violent, and the grabber gets like closer to her. It's kind of that whole situation. And then randomly, kind of not randomly, but right in the middle of all of this, she has a dream, and the grabber comes up to her, and almost like a peace treaty kind of thing, and says like, hey, get in the van. I want to show you something. Like, I come in peace. I want to show you something. And he gives her the big explanation of why this movie is happening, basically. And it is one of these weird things where you're like, this shouldn't work, but it's honest to God the best drama in the entire film. It is like, honest to God, the sequence I think I was blown away by the most. He's running after her, trying to kill her in her dreams, like the whole time, Freddy Krueger style. But then you get this sequence where they're just kind of having a conversation about some shit that I can't get into. And it is chilling. We get into this little monologue from the grabber where he starts describing hell. He's like, everyone's wrong about hell. It's cold. It takes away all the human parts of you and leaves you with sin. And the way that Ethan Hawke delivers this, it is chilling. I mean, it is a terrifying performance. It's awesome. Taking, everyone kind of having a part in taking down the grabber, that's there. And especially in this scene, again, I can't get into it, but it's there. The problem more so is just the emotional stuff from that first movie does not land here, shockingly. Me falling in love with these characters, like that hitting so hard, that doesn't really land.
That's been a problem, period, though, with horror, I feel like. Horror
a
more
lot of
than
sequels,
anything,
yeah.
Horror more than anything recently, I just feel like we're getting further and further away from character development. And like that's something that we've like stressed in, the Lethal Collectives and individual videos and stuff about, like, Scream 7 and stuff, right? Like, what happened to good storytelling along with character development? Like, there's movies that you're like, man, this is a great story. The movie just sucks because you don't buy into the characters. Like, I've seen probably a handful of movies that I'm like, great idea, terrible execution. Why do I care about these characters? And like, that's kind of like, I feel like Hollywood has really lost itself in character development. They're so worried about the story and trying to get the story across that I feel like they kind of convolute the story when you can get the story across naturally through just the progression of the characters.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel is really lost. Like, again, going back to Scream 96, it's like you have, like, there are like 10 plus minute sequences where nothing happens. Nothing. No one dies. No one gets hurt. No one gets poked. There's no little balls. Nothing. Right? Like,
no little balls. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm interested now. See?
Blasphemy. But you don't even notice it because you're telling the story through the characters. You have Randy and his dialogue, him, Stu, and Billy in the thing, and you're telling me that's not a killer, right? Like, just you have these sequences and these moments that just really grab you from an audience perspective that furthers the plot of the film. It's setting up. You might not even notice it in the moment, but you like that scene. Randy literally tells you that Billy's the killer, right? Like,
yeah.
So, like, he literally but in the moment you don't think about it. In the moment you just think Billy just scared, used the scare tactic, and thus Randy, just kind of just threw it out there as a line. But no, he was right. It's like, it's those little subtleties that I feel like a lot of these movies just lack nowadays. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying, like, a good majority, especially the sequels, like you said. The sequels, it's like they don't know how to progress characters anymore.
Well, with all that being said, it, like, for me, I still give the film like a 7 out of 10. It's rough around the edges. I think it has some problems which are pretty evident. I think the first time you watch it, there's a lot of scenes. My other little tiny issue, and then I kind of want to just put a bow on this, is that Absolutely. There's a few emotional sequences where there's just like it's trying to hit those like strides from the original where like just really pulls at the heartstrings, but it just kind of comes off as really cheesy, and it's the way it's written and performed. It's a little too goofy. It's a little too cheeseball. I can't get into it, but the thing that does really work for me about this movie is everything they did with Finney's character, everything they did with the dad. There's some new characters that have some really cool little characterizations and plot lines. Really, the only thing I'm not crazy about is Gwen's little, like, just what she goes through, the way that she's characterized in this film. It's not even, like, it's not movie ruining, at least for me. I think you're especially not going to like it, just knowing how, picky you are with characters. But man, I think there's a lot to appreciate with everything else that's going on outside of the main character. So when you go into this movie, just like set your expectations accordingly. It's not a top 10 of the year. It's not a top 10 of all time. But man, it's probably one of the better Blumhouse releases from this decade. And I know that's not really saying anything, but like, this is one of the better Blumhouse films. And I'm happy to report at least that, because this is a sequel that, again, should not exist. We did not need, but it is still a very good time.
That was another big concern of mine, was that, like, you made a sequel to a movie that was about as wrapped in a bow as you could make it.
100%. Yeah.
Like, it was just, that was such a good, like, start to finish film. And it was just like, and then they announced the sequel, and it was like, really? Why? Like, I know the first one kind of had some supernatural elements, but I'll definitely, like I said, check it out. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to, like I said, I know you got the live stream. People probably want you to get back to them, so I'll let you get back to them. I just wanted to pop in, crash the stream, take it over, because I am KillJoy Jake. That's what I am, the decider of Killjoys.
The decider of Killjoys.
The decider of Killjoys. But Appreciate you letting me talk your ear off for a few minutes. Everyone in the chat, love you guys. Enjoy the rest of Jake's stream. Be there or be rectangle on Friday for myself over on the Night Watch Zone. Make sure you check out that for the tribute video, because we're trying to get a lot of people there. I'm sure you've talked about it you talked about it when I mentioned it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy.
Hey, so much love, man.
Chat. Talk to you guys soon. See you guys soon. Have a good night.
All right, peace out, man. Tyler from Fate Decided, ladies and gentlemen. Look, very good stuff. Very good stuff. Always appreciate having him on the page. Very great guy. Again, and everything I said about the Black Phone 2, all rings true. Go see it this weekend. Form your own opinion, of course. My thoughts, 7 out of 10. I thought it was really solid, a little rough around the edges with some of the character work, but I still think one of the better, it's up there for Scott Derrickson releases. Maybe, like, if I had to rank all of his movies, it would probably be like maybe like 4 or 5 out of all the ones he's directed in the rankings. It's up there. It's not. I don't think it breaks like his top 3 filmography or anything, but it's cool. It's a cool movie, and I'm glad I saw it. I'm very thankful. I got to see it early because of Universal. But at the same time, I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I got a comment today that was really shocking, and I actually kind of wanted to dissect that on stream a little bit. Someone was like, "Man, love when we get these early reviews, but at the same time, I don't know if I can trust it." And I'm like, I gave a pretty lukewarm review on Black Phone 2. It wasn't not glowing by any means. And I still got a comment from somebody saying like, "Oh man, you're glazing it." And I'm like, I don't really think I'm glazing it. Like, I think I have some pretty proper criticisms of the film. I for the record, I don't do that. I always give honest reviews about how I feel about movies. I don't know. That just kind of bummed me out a little bit today, because that was a very honest review, not in any way trying to glaze it one way or the other. I'm always honest. I don't know if I've pissed anybody off who, makes movies or anything like that, but I feel like the only way you're going to grow, in terms of being a filmmaker is having, someone critique your thing and then having a response to that. So I think the only way you can have that is to be honest, is to be, just straight up with what you have to say. I keep getting invited to early screeners, and I've given many negative reviews to movies I got to see early. So I don't think, they're just looking for, good coverage. I imagine that's what they want. But I don't think I've always given positive reviews to movies I got to see early. I ripped the shit out of I Know What You Did Last Summer earlier this year. And I got to see that one early, and yikes, I was not a fan of that one at all. So I don't know. It's just it always bums me out when I get a comment like that. I do work very hard to make sure that I give transparent, informative reviews on this page and all my other. I just want to make sure my content's good more than anything. That's what means the world to me. More than anything for this page. But anyways, let's get back to this real quick, and then we're gonna wrap up stream. A few more chats, and we're gonna call it quits. Just watch the trailer in another tab. Do you know if it's streaming? What movie? I looked back at some of your chats. I'm not sure. Paul is saying, so happy that YouTube is working again. I'm glad it is. YouTube must be a little spotty tonight. Not sure what's up with that. Steve, yeah, and Gina's sharing out the link to the Steven tribute. Make sure to check that out. Samantha's saying, prepare yourself for some cheesy fun. Hell yeah. John Dox is saying, when you're a massive horror film fan, you just can't help but have a tinge of excitement, even when with unfavorable reviews. We find the good and the bad, but you're very objective. Love you, buddy. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. And yeah, I always do. That's another thing too. If I ever come into a review knowing I didn't like a movie, I always do try to find something good in it. That's not me trying to, glaze the film. I just think it's only fair to look for something you liked in every film. Because there is, I think, like I've seen a lot of movies at this point, and I think in every single movie I've ever watched, there's always been at least one thing I've liked. I don't think there's a single film that exists that has nothing that you would like. You know what I mean? There's no movie where everything is bad. Somebody put something into it if it's on a streaming platform or something. So I don't know. I feel like you got to look for the bad. You got to look for the good and the bad, I guess is my point. I do like that quite a bit, John. but I also do try to be critical at the same time. But anyways, Michael's also saying, Jake, we are on a whole different topics, brother. Had to entertain the chat while you were on with. I thought you guys would like talking with Tyler, hearing his take on Black Phone too. I'm so sorry. That's my bad. But all the love to you guys. Really do appreciate it a ton. Again, thank you guys for the support tonight, and hanging out with us through all the crazy yapping. If it was on the phone with Tyler from Fate Decided, or if it was just hanging out throughout the stream. Appreciate you guys a ton. You guys were talking about Benny Loves You. I love that movie. That movie's outrageous. Very good flick. Very good stuff there. But guys, thank you again for hanging out with us tonight. I don't know when I'll be live again on this page. I don't know if I have time to do another KillJoy Jake stream in the next 2 days, but I am going to try to do something this Sunday at the very least, if nothing else. So more streams to come, gaming stream tomorrow, tribute stream on Friday, and then maybe something Sunday night if I can muster it. But guys, so much love to you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support tonight. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out.